So today I'll be taking a look at why climate change denial is so prevalent. It's my view and experience that it's hard baked into the system, and the effect that public statements from officials and social media, and particularly in the form of bots, plays on how we. So what I'd like to point out here is that even in the UN's official climate change framework agreement, there are things called bingos, they're business interested NGOs that have access to the talks. One of them is IETA, which is the International Emissions Trading Association, and they had dozens and dozens of delegates at the last COP. I'm just going through now, you can see some of the people involved. I work for Shell and Chevron. So you can see that's an obvious conflict of interest. So one of the things you find online, be they bots or actual people who deny climate, is they often use information sort of incorrectly. So if you can see, this appears to be from a study of sunspot strength and activity done in 2005 by a group of scientists from the Naval Research Laboratory. Now that's a prediction in terms of sunspot frequency, etc. That is not correlated to temperatures on Earth. So to suggest it is just simply a misrepresentation. If you want to see what temperatures on Earth are doing, you can see this from NASA. The last 4 years have been the 4 hottest on record. So to say that the Earth isn't heating, which climate deniers often do, is simply wrong. So another thing that climate skeptics and deniers do is use good data and misrepresent it. So this is the NOAA, which is the satellite monitoring service. And it provides excellent charts. Now, this says that it's the 23rd of May and the Great Lakes are frozen. Well, and there's ice in Svalbard and whatnot. Well, that's true, but that's if you compare it to global anomalies in terms of temperature. You can see that since 1880, this is the same, the NOAA. So these guys, you can. So what, you trust the NOAA here, but not here? You can see the trend is crystal clear. Another thing to point out is that a lot of people get their information from what's said by officials on the telly. So when you have Donald Trump questioning climate change, if you look at this example here, Donald Trump tweeted on Monday, which would make it January the 28th, I think I worked out. There you go, Monday. He tweeted that we need global warming in order to prevent extreme cold weather. If you look at global search, the US Google Trends for global search term over time, you see it sort of bounces along the last few years. I mean, the highest amount ever is the day he said this. So people are hearing him and going to look. Another thing to note is that when sort of climate activists emerge, one of them is called Greta Thunberg. She's a 16-year-old from Sweden. You've probably all heard of her. And this is analysis done by the German Institute for Promoting. It's the German Institute for Promoting. It's a German institute and Greenpeace, and they found that the mentions in the AfD, the Alternative for Deutschland, far-right German party's Facebook posts have exploded. And I'm looking at who backs the AfD on a climate level. So the AfD is supported in its Bundestag platform by the European Institute for Climate and Energy, which appears to be a sort of climate denialist think tank that has very close links and is sponsored by the Heartland Institute, as you see here. And the Heartland Institute is a lobbying group that has received funding over the years from the Koch brothers, from the Mercer family, from Castle And from, that's right, ExxonMobil. So I wonder how they feel about the whole climate situation.